Welcome in to the DFS BS podcast. We are here. We got Teen Wolf. We got Pedro's, whatever Smitty's name is. We got Coach Prime. We're ready to rock. Let's roll. How you boys doing today?
Today's a good day. We're having fun today.
Yeah, I'm having fun as well. This is great.
We are. We just got done with our other podcast, and we're doing them both at the same time. But I have a question for you guys because we were talking about things that are PR these days. Would they allow a Wolf to play in high school basketball without thinking maybe that's not a bad idea or doing performance-enhancing drug test? I mean, do you think we could allow a Wolf to play in a high school basketball game? Because I think it'd be crazy.
Dude, not
Absolutely
anymore. Teen Wolf
not.
is solely canceled.
I think it's solely canceled too. All right, but let's let it rip. So, what are you guys' thoughts on last week? Cass, I just want to hear your thoughts on last week and then tell me who podiumed.
Oh, that's interesting. So a lot of my thoughts will kind of play into, when we talk about like DFS tips and tricks, but what happened last week was a lot of the chalk failed. And when you see the chalk fail like that, the people that got Dimmer in their lineups, those are the guys that are going to podium. And so that's what we saw happen. Yeah, and so on the podium, my boy Colorado Joe, who's been making a regular appearance, he took the number one spot. But then, guys from the CCC, we got Adrian at the number 2, and our boy Smitty right here, Carl, made his first appearance, the number 3 spot. There he is. He's on the podium.
Carl, I'm pumped you don't have to do a water bet. And
Me
I'm
too.
And
Me
Cassie,
too.
I'm disappointed that you get up here and say, oh, Chalk failed this week. That's why I'm in last and have to do a water bet because Chalk failed. Get out of here with that crap. Chalk failed. Yeah, so did you. But you're doing a water bet, Professor. It's on you this week.
I'm ready for it. When we draft, I will pay up. Now, I did fail. I made the mistake of playing too much chalk. I mean, that's exactly what happened.
I love it.
That's
I don't know how you boys. I'm riding with fire on this water bet. I have come in second to last 4 weeks in a row now and haven't had to pay a water bet. So
Yeah, I saved y'all for a good 3 weeks. It's over now.
yeah, but hey, seriously, we said this last week. Dub, when are you going to give your boy Colorado Joe some time off of work so we can at least join this podcast for a few minutes?
Yeah,
Because
he wanted to jump on today. He's actually at his sister's wedding, but I think we'll get him on next week.
Oh.
let's get him on next week. That'd be weird to have someone in the Halloween show for the first time. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know.
But
I
so
was a little intimidated by that as well. I was like, we're just
yeah. So who slammed? Who slammed? What was the reason that we had 3 on podium? Who absolutely crushed last week?
Dude, here's who slammed. Travis Kelsey freaking slammed. He had
I
39
hate you, Tony.
DraftKings points. He had an $8,000 salary. I'm always scared to pay up at tight end because I have a really hard time fitting in the other stud wide receivers and running backs that I want. But if you took that, if you took that gamble and you made that move last week, it really paid off. But here's another big one, and I think maybe Smitty had this in his lineup. But Deontay Foreman, dude, if you looked, did you not? If you, Foreman wasn't great the week before that, and that's kind of why I was off of him. But if you were brave enough to put Foreman in your lineup, he was only $4,800, and he scored you 33 DraftKings points. I mean, that was just amazing. But also shout out to the guys that paid up at quarterback. See, a lot of people paid down, but the guys that put Mahomes and Lamar Jackson in their lineup, they cashed as well.
It wasn't just paying up on Lamar. It was tough. Lamar's had a rough year, so I mean you jumped on his bandwagon right there. I mean, you picked the most incredible time possible. I guess
Right.
you believe that all those dropped touchdowns were really touchdowns.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is I actually did have a tournament lineup that was Lamar and Andrews, and so I cashed in a couple of other leagues, but yeah,
Oh,
not here.
nicely done.
Yeah,
But that's that like conversation of cash versus tournament, right? Like for a cash lineup, like in this league that we're doing, I wanted what I thought were safer plays, but Lamar and Andrews, that was a good stack last week.
There was, man. So who did you say your cash money lock was last week? I just want to hear you say it.
Well, no, that was Walker, and he came through.
Yeah. Okay. So Walker did come through. So you came through last week. By the way, Cassie, you still are a week behind players, man. Like you're just a week behind players right now in all of your picks. But actually, I'm going to ask you this, Carl. Let's hear from you. Who is your cash money lock? I'm not talking about your lineup, but let's just say, I mean, they're probably in there. But who's your cash money lock of the week? And then we'll hear Cass's.
For this week,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? Because he's back, I'm going Tank Dell.
Nice.
I like it. I like it. All right. So talk to me about your cash money lock then there, Cass.
Yeah, I think the lock this week is Brees Hall. Man, he's $5,900, and we've really seen him take over the backfield. Dalvin Cook doesn't seem to be a factor in the splits anymore, and they're going up against the Giants. So I think there's a misprice there. I'm going to lock Brees Hall in every lineup.
Oh God, I made a mistake again. I hate it when you do that to me, Cassidy, because you are
have one?
100%.
Who's yours, Brian?
No.
You got a cash lock for us?
I like you boys doing the cash lock. I suck at this DFS thing,
fine.
but cash lock of the week. I'm going the complete opposite side of the football on the offense. Nico Collins is my cash lock of the week.
Oh,
Cool.
So
I'm digging that.
we're going him, but let's just jump in. Let's read some lineups up here, boys. So, Cass, I'm going to ask you to go with your quarterback first, since you're paying off the water bet the professor, dude.
Oh my God. Okay, that's fine. A deal is a freaking deal.
yes! Finally, let's go.
Oh, he's going to do it up. This is big time.
Oh.
Like it looks embarrassing. Y'all look crazy doing this. Oh shit.
Listen, that one too, I'm going to go ahead and shout out Hillary on this one because she is always avoiding water bets because she lives in Wisconsin or Chicago or some shit. Listen, it's 28 freaking degrees in Colorado today and I'm in my basement, okay? So
Ooh.
I don't want to hear any more of that. It's too cold to do a water bet shit. Pay up.
Hey,
Oh.
honestly,
Oh.
I gotta give it to you.
Cassidy,
Brave enough to actually do it.
I'm gonna prolong this just a little bit because, dude, I call you the professor on this friggin' thing because you are legitimately really analytical in DFS. I love seeing this water on your ass, dude. Like, no doubt I'm happy you got this water bet before I paid one off. This is great. Who's your quarterback, homie?
All right, dude. I'm not messing around this week. I'm going Jalen Hurts up against Washington, $8,200.
Okay,
Bye.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You going Hurts by chance, Smitty?
I did at first, but then I decided to go with my heart. I'm going Joe Burrow for 6,000. Look, I cannot wait to see this team slice, dice, and give the 69ers their third loss. Ha. Ha ha ha.
Dude, that's a great price. I know it's a defensive battle, but it's still Joe Burrow. But I love what all three of us are doing. We're not fucking around this week. I'm done being on the bottom. I am done trying to find that gem of a quarterback. Patrick Mahomes is in my lineup this week. $8,400. I do not care. It will probably be, Patrick Mahomes will finally have a bad game watch. But no, I'm not fucking around anymore with the quarterbacks. $8,400. Cass, who do you got for your two RBs?
Okay, I already told you I was going to lock in Brees Hall, $5,900 up against the Giants. And then Alvin Kamara, man, I think his usage, especially in the receiving game, has just been too high to pass up. $7,300 against Indianapolis.
I like that. Gosh, I like that. Oh, I'm making mistakes after mistakes after mistakes. Who you got, Smitty?
Before I name them, I want to say, based off of the Beach Boys on our previous pod, Brian, you completely inspired this guy. I got Singletary in the lineup. So,
Who?
Devin Singletary, I got him in the lineup. So I'm very excited, very nervous and excited to see how that goes. And I paired him up with Brees the Beast Hall. So let's see.
Oh my goodness. What did you pay for Singletary?
4,400.
Nice.
Dude, I absolutely love it because I literally did my lineup so late. I just looked at it and I was like, holy crap, I got Damian Pierce in my lineup real quick. I had to take him out. So I like it. I like it, man. I like it. So here's who I'm going. I took Pierce out just a second ago. So here are my RBs that I'm going with. Kareem Hunt for $5,200. If he doesn't play, I will give a pivot later because I really didn't think about the pivot, and he might not play, but I believe he's good to go. And I'm going to run Ramondre Stevenson out there against Miami in a full point PPR league. Look, he's gotten six targets the last 2 weeks. I'll run it out. I'll play. I'll play with my underpants on, man. We'll roll it out. So those are my two backs. Who you got for three wide receivers, Smitty? Who you got for your three?
All right, so to stack with Burrow, I went with Tyler Boyd. Kidding, I went Jamar Chase for 8,100, Tank Dell for 4,900, and I just couldn't help it. Cooper Kupp for 9,000.
Nice.
I love it, dude. I love it. Smitty, I'm going to put you on timeout real soon on freaking Rams again.
Oh, he can
You
play
have talked.
DFS as much as he wants.
I have the money. I couldn't help it.
I know that. Sorry, I'm just piggybacking. You really talked a lot of Rams in the last podcast too. So I love your picks. Obviously, I'm not going with Tank Dell, but Cassidy, who do you got for your 3? How cold is it, by the way?
I'm still cold. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm shivering down here. Yeah, I'm freezing.
No.
It's ridiculous. Had to pick the 28 degree. It's been like 70 degrees in Colorado every week. Okay. Yeah, talking about like last minute builds. Actually, like this, I had to put this lineup together today because earlier in the week I had Sam Darnold in as my quarterback. I thought that Brock Purdy was going to miss, and he was like a $4,000 quarterback, and that was going to let me have all these stud wide receivers. And I thought Zach Charbonnet was going to be this really great play because it looked like Ken Walker wasn't going to play. And so, like, all these like great ideas I had, kind of, it just didn't break right for that the news. So, stacked with Jalen Hurts, I've got AJ Brown. He's $8,000 going up against Washington. He's on some kind of a tear, dude. It's insane. If he gets one more 125-yard game, he's going to be the first wide receiver in NFL history to do that for 5 or I think 6 games in a row.
Damn.
After that, I've got Brian's cash lock of the week, Nico Collins against Carolina, $5,500. And then Zay Flowers up against Arizona, $5,600. It's again another, I think, solid PPR play. So those are my dudes, Brown, Collins, and Flowers.
I love it. That's a fantastic lineup. Oh, I'm jealous. Smitty, who are your 3 wide
That was
receivers?
what I pay for it. You'll see coming up.
I'm looking at my lineup right now by the time I'm done reading. I don't really know where. I mean, I paid up on Patrick Mahomes, but I didn't really pay up on anybody. I don't know. This is going to be. I'm giving the water bet this week. Smitty, who are your 3 wide receivers?
I have a Jamar Chase for 8,100.
Oh, we did.
Tank
We
Dell
went
for
for
49.
that. Yeah. I'm sorry. My bad. My turn to read. Here we go. I stacked Rashid Rice with Patrick Mahomes to get my stack. I went ahead and with my cash money lock of the week, Nico Collins. And then, Doug, what I love about it is we are targeting the same game. I know you got the stack, but I feel that Devontae Smith needs a little bit of love in this world after what A.J. Brown's done the last 4 weeks. So I think it's time he gets a little bit more involved on the deep side of it. So I'm going with Devontae Smith as my 3rd. Let's talk tight ends. I'll read mine real quick. I'm going Evan Ingram for $4,500. Just like the matchup, he's part of the offense. Smitty, who you got for tight end?
To bring back the Burrow Chase stack, I'm going George Kittle. It's about time that he gets his game because Debo's still out, and he paid the first time Debo was out, so it's time for Kittle to step it up, buddy.
I love it.
Make it competitive.
Kittle is either going to go get you 3 touchdowns or have a dud. So let's go. Let's go get the touchdowns.
That's a 3 points. You're right.
Yeah, Cassidy, who are you going with? It looks like you're changing your lineup as we speak. Who do you got as a tight end?
No, I'm not. I'm just looking at it because the last bit of this is pretty dismal because I had to, pay down to squeeze in those other guys we talked about already. But I actually think this is a good play at the value for the tight end position. Trey McBride, dude, $2,800.
That's a free peg, dude. That's a fantastic pick. That is a fantastic. Oh man.
And so it's a bring back piece. I've got the. Oh no, that was for never the build. I'm sorry, but I've got Flowers going up against Arizona, and so for a little bit of bring back, you've got McBride going up against the other side.
Dude, McBride's going to be solid. That kid from an Arizona fan, I can't believe I didn't put him in my lineup.
I don't think he's going to be $2,800 anymore. I mean, he's basically free this week. So.
Yeah.
So who's flexing? Who you flexing then, Cassidy?
Just bring it back. So I went with the double tight end build to save some cash, and I kind of zoomed in on the same guy you did. Evan Ingram, man, $4,500 in my flex.
You got balls, brother, after paying off a water bet and doing a 2 tight end build. I like that, Professor. Who you going on the flex? That you got balls, brother. Who you got on the flex? Smitty.
I'm going Nelson Aguilar, 3,400, and he's going against Arizona, so I'm really hoping for him to step up. If
Worked out last week.
it worked out last week, and I'm just hoping it keeps it going. I just want to stay in the little baby flames he's in.
Dude, and that worked out right away, too. That was like first drive, touchdown Aguilar. I don't have to worry about anything because that was the Beach Boy. Oh man, that's fantastic. So here's I'm thinking a lot like you in some areas. I'm flexing Zay Flowers this week. It's I keep saying it. You keep asking me, should I start Flowers or here? My response every single time is, it's gonna happen. I just don't know what game. It's
Yeah.
going to happen.
Yeah, last week my question was Flowers or Addison, dude. I should have started Addison, but
I'm sorry, dude.
I won my week. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Cut out.
So I've had Addison in this lineup, and I've been, until literally the end of our last podcast, I was like, nah, I'm going to throw Flowers in there. So it worked out great. Who you guys got on the defense? I had to save some money. God, I hate this, but I'm going to be rooting for Seattle against Cleveland this week. So I fired up Seattle's D.
That's a good.
I went with the Falcons defense because of that mess in quarterback situation.
What was the price on Falcons D? What did I forget to buy on?
2,900.
29, yeah.
God, that's a better pick. That's a great pick. Cassie, did you go with that? I'm going to assume.
Dude, I did not have enough money to do the Falcons. I had to go rock bottom Patriots against Miami.
I
not?
love it. I love it.
Why not? Why not, man?
They're $2,000, dude. I need like 5 points.
Oh my God! 2 tight end build and the most prolific offense we've seen in years going up against that defense. You got balls. All right, guys. Let's have this moment where we do some soul searching, and Cassidy tells us something that blows our mind with the tip of the week. What do you got for the tip of the week? Don't pay off a water bet.
Yeah, I think it boils down to just not being afraid to get different, and sometimes you can just like kind of flip the build to do that. Like last week, like chalk plays are chalk for a reason, right? Like they project really well. These guys look like they're gonna really perform for you, but like the writing was kind of on the wall. Like we read our lineups last week on Thursday, and then I listened to the Baller Show on Friday, and they had like the same lineups, and that should have been my tell. Like, wait a minute, these plays are too popular, and if they fail, I'm gonna fail. And it was like, that's exactly what ended up happening. And so the people that flipped the build, it was the cheap quarterback, chalky wide receivers, chalky running backs, especially paying up. Like last week, it was pay up for Walker, pay up for Jacobs. If those guys don't come through, you're not going to cash. So flip the build. If people are paying down for quarterback, maybe think about paying up. Inject volatility in your lineup. And the last piece of advice there, you can do that, is you can go to websites like Fantasy Pros, or if you have the DFS Pass, and you can look at roster percentages and say, okay, this guy's percentages is too high, and if he doesn't come through, it's going to sink my lineup. So just don't be afraid to get different. That's my tip of the week.
Okay, I wanna focus in on
Don't let this
the.
happen to you.
I want to focus in on looking at the percentages started on places. So I have not looked at that. So let's just say I do have the DFS pass for the baller. So you can find that in there. I mean, I wasn't specifically looking for that. Can you find it there?
Yeah, it is in there. Yep.
Okay, and then Fantasy Pros as well. And I'm assuming you don't need the subscription to Fantasy Pros.
I don't think so. I think that's a free tool, Fantasy Pros. If you go to
Okay,
their
'cause that's one I refuse to have a subscription for because I hate them. I
Yeah, you can
legitimately.
go to I hate their rankings and shit, but I just don't like their process. But their optimizer, their DFS tools are not bad. So you can go to their website, check out their DFS tool. They've got pretty good projections on there.
Do they break it down per platform like DraftKings versus? They do.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fantastic. So let me ask you this: if I jump on there next week and I look at most started players, what is the position that is the number one if you really want to win a tournament that you should change? Wide receiver, quarterback, running back? I mean, is there like a position you're like you really, really want to not get what everybody else has?
I don't think it breaks down that way, and it's going to be different week to week. Yeah.
It's going to be different week to week. Okay. All right. Okay. That's my only question I got for you. You guys got anything else you want to talk about in DFS before we end this thing?
Really quick,
we can talk
this
about
has
the
nothing to
games,
do with
you know.
anything else.
What was that, Smitty?
Oh no, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just going to tell people the highest scoring games on the slate are the Chiefs Broncos and the Miami New England. So if you want to find some high flying players, look to those games.
Oh, oops.
We have no Miami players in our lineup this week.
No.
That's the first. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
dude, I think Tyreek Hill is fine, but he was like, $9,300, and he's been dealing with that hip injury. Mostert had that ankle. They're playing New England. I don't know. I got scared off.
Can Cedric Wilson be a Beach Boy?
Oh my God, absolutely.
Fuck yeah, dude. He's drinking martinis on the beach for sure.
Oh man, maybe tournament style. Maybe tournament style. All right. We're gonna end this. We appreciate you spending some time with us. We've been potting too long today. Let's end it. Cheers. Good luck, everybody. And as I always like to say, I don't even care about first place anymore. I just care about not being in last between us three. So cheers, everybody, and good luck with you two. And Colorado Joe, please, we welcome you onto the next podcast. It'll be fun. We'll make it easy, I promise. Don't be scared. Cheers.
Cheers.